If you're a mobile content creator, you need to know about Alight Motion, and I'm going to show you how you can get started with it in this video. And I've also got some free codes that I'm going to give you so you can get it for free. Now, in order to get those codes, I'm going to put them up in the corners randomly. They're just going to flash. I'm not going to tell you how many there are, but there's a good handful. First come, first serve, and it's going to give you 30-day access to all the features to Alight Motion. Now, in addition to the codes, down in my description, I have links to Alight Motion for both Android and iOS users. So make sure to grab those codes and head down there, install the app, and have fun with it. But I'm going to back it up here and play a clip when I sat down with Douglas from Alight Motion at Vid Summit. We went upstairs, we found a quiet hallway, we sat down, and he showed me the basics of the app, how to animate my name, and how to get started with the app. So I'm going to play that now, but remember to keep an eye on the corners and watch out for the codes because that's how you're going to get your free version of Alight Motion. So Doug, who is Alight Motion for and what can it do?
Alight Motion is for anyone who wants to have custom graphics in their videos. It's for anyone, anywhere.
Okay, can you keyframe with it?
Yes, definitely. The whole point of the application is to do keyframe animation. In fact, it's just 3 simple steps: add, adjust, animate, and then you're done.
Can you make YouTube intros with it?
Definitely.
Definitely you can.
Definitely.
And you can even make YouTube thumbnails with it.
Yes, you definitely can.
And you can edit your videos with it. So get your phone out and let's show everybody how to use it.
All right, great. This here is the Alight Motion app main interface, and I'm just going to start a new project. You can see here on the project creation screen, you can pick your custom aspect ratio as well as resolution and other things. But I'm just going to do a regular 16:9 30 FPS project and with a transparent background. This here is the main interface. It works like most other video editing and animation programs. There's the timeline down here, the preview here. What we're going to do today is we're just going to make a simple wipe transition that's perfect for if you want to either transition between scenes or if you want an intro, especially YouTube style intro. All we need to do to make this intro or transition is to put a shape on the screen, make it full screen, and I'm also going to change the color on it to green just because I like green.
Green's a good color.
Green is a good color.
That's right.
Solid. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add effects. And actually, in this app, we have a large number of effects, over 100 as a matter of fact. And what we're going to do is, because we're going to do a wipe, we're actually going to go down here to the wipe effect.
All right, so Doug, if someone downloads this app and they're not ready to pay for the app yet, they just want to experiment with it, what's the difference between free and paid?
Well, actually, the free app contains pretty much everything that the paid app has, except for a few minor differences. There is a watermark on the free version, and some of the effects, if we go through the effects here, you can see some of the effects have this symbol here. These are premium effects. These ones only unlock if you have a subscription. Also, you have the ability to share your project in an editable form if you have the premium version.
Okay. So that's not a big difference. Really just a watermark, really.
Yeah, that's the major one.
Okay. So continue.
Right. So right now we have the wipe effect on because that's what we want to do. And adding an effect is simple. You just tap on the item that you want to add and then add effect and go through the effect list. We have over 100. And right here, when I open up wipe, you can see the basic style of Alight Motion effects here. Right now we have a start slider and an end slider. What the start slider will do is it'll start wiping from the front, and this here, of course, is transparent. You can put whatever you want.
That's really smart.
And then the end is, sorry, I'm going the wrong way. And with the end, you can take it off like this. So what I'm going to do in this particular case is...
And you can keyframe it along the way.
Right, and that's exactly what we're going to do right now. So every property of every effect is keyframeable.
Okay.
And what you can do, for example, so right now, let's say I want this to come in from the left to the right, and then I want it to leave from the left to the right.
Okay.
So what I would do in that case, I would set the playhead to 0, and then I would take this and move it all the way down, just move it all the way down, and then I would add a keyframe here, and I can move to, let's say, the 1 second mark, And then what I can do is I can then move this back the other way until we get to the end. And when you've added a keyframe, any changes you do after that will automatically add more keyframes. And now because we have two keyframes that have different values, you will see animation between them.
Oh, that's
It
cool.
automatically animates.
So you can
we press
swipe
play.
in and put a background in and put your text on top for an intro.
Yes,
That's
yes,
really clever.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm going to do the same thing really quickly here. I'm going to switch to start, which is a different type of keyframe. And actually, let's say we want it to be like this. Let's say I want at the 1 second mark, I want to start swiping. I want to have the wipe exit, right? I can do that there and then swipe this all the way up. And so between the start and the end sliders, we've created something that swipes on and then swipes off. Now, of course, we could do it a little bit longer and make it, last as long as you'd like, but this is the basic idea. Swipe on, swipe off.
That's really easy.
Swipe on, swipe off.
It actually looks a little bit, so I have this little swishy thing that goes on with my name at the beginning of my video.
Yeah.
It's similar to that.
It is.
But with multiple colors coming in.
Right.
So you could actually rebuild my intro with that.
We could.
That would be dope, actually.
Okay, that's challenge accepted.
Challenge it. Not in this
Challenge.
video. Not in this video,
No.
but in a future video. And so we could create my intro, my little transition, and we could put it in a file and let people download it and use it.
Yeah, sure. Sure, definitely.
That might be dope.
All right, well, challenge accepted. So what we're going to do now, though, is this is very simple. What I'd like to do is just make it a little bit nicer and just show you some of the other effects that are involved. I'm going to take this here and turn the feather all the way up, and we'll see why in a little bit. Feather just makes the edges really soft. So we have a soft edge over here and a soft edge here. Oh, actually, that's too much. It's viewable on screen. There we go. Ah, that's probably good. So we have this here like that. Great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just one more effect. And this effect, and as you can see here, there are a lot of effects, but I'm going to add this effect called hexagon array. And that doesn't really look like much right now. You can see the swipe on, the swipe off. Right. But what we can do is with a few settings, we could change the coloring to layer. And then what we can do is we can go scale using layer alpha. And what that will do, oh, and blend is overflow. And now you have a hexagon building wipe.
How cool is that?
Yeah, and you can actually take down let's see, which one is it? This side? Well, we can actually make this a little bit smaller, so it's a little bit finer grained. And we can then also change the line width, that's what I was looking for, to nothing. And then you have something that goes from solid.
Oh, it's a cool edge.
Yeah, to have a cool edge here, like that, back and forth a wipe like that. We can also add something like, let's say we want to add like RGB split or something just to make it look cooler. And then turn up the strength on that and change the different patterns. And then you can get some like extra cool effects on it as well, depending on what you have.
So this is great for making intros.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
You can really customize it. Like really fine tune an intro and make it something that's like legit your own.
Yes, definitely. And so this here is obviously a really quick introduction, but just to show you.
And you can add text on top of that and animate your text and everything else.
Actually,
right?
yes, you can. And I have something here that took me about 15 minutes to make.
Okay, let's see it.
And there we go.
I love it. Check that out.
And so,
boom.
And so right now, all this is we have.
I swear, if that would have said Nick, I would have just like walked away.
Well, I know who you are, luckily. So what this is it's basically the wipe that we saw before. You can see the RGB split working a little bit more effectively because I took more time with the colors.
Right.
And then we have the text here as well. But if you have a channel where you want to have sort of like an intro splash, and then you want to have your titling, and then you want to have the video start. You could have your quick highlights of the funny parts here, and then you have your custom intro,
Right.
and then your fading
Swipe
out
out.
into your video.
So that was actually pretty easy. When you first open up the app, it seems a little bit intimidating, right? It does, but seeing you operate the app, and it's 3 steps.
It's 3 steps: add, adjust, animate. Everything in the app can be done by just putting what you want on the screen, moving it to where you want to have it initially or be whatever,
Okay.
at whatever time, and then you just animate it with keyframes.
All right, Doug, thanks for showing us how to use the app. This is really exciting. I'm putting links in the description below so you can download this app on your device and get started with Alight Motion. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.